I've had a problem with the adjustment knob for the windscreen in my BMW, so that I had up to half a turn of play before making a movement on the windscreen. I thought that the gears might have been worn, but I discovered that that's not really the case. But instead I found longitudinal play in the worm gear that's in here, because the retaining washers at this end had worked their way a little bit loose, so that by turning this knob, first of all, the worm gear would move forward or backwards a little bit before getting a result. Now, this may or may not be the problem that you've got, and after making this video I detected that I had a bit more play left than I have indicated in the video, and so this may not be a full solution, but it certainly made a big difference to my bike. The rest of the video is little clips that I made, so sorry it's a bit disjointed, but hopefully it can help you. Now, these are great bikes. I've enjoyed this one and 1200 before it. And the windscreen is a little bit bigger in mine. It's a huge windscreen, and I've had to put a different fastener on this aftermarket support, which has done a really good job. But the issue here is that the gearbox I thought was worn in this windscreen adjuster, and in actual fact when I took it to bits found that the gearbox is absolutely fine. The problem is when you get a lot of play, like you move it that much and get no movement in the windscreen, is because the shaft with this knob on it is held on by a star push retaining washer here, which just grabs on the plastic of this shaft as it goes through and through. And if that slips a bit in the shaft, which it does if you push this hard, then that means that you get play. There's a little bit of movement backwards and forwards in the worm, and that means that you do get this play. So the task for today is to take this off and have a different means of securing that, probably with a nut and bolt. Where it goes inside the shaft, and let's see how that goes. So first is to remove two Torx bolts, one here to remove this bit of plastic, and indeed this shroud is continuous, so you have to take off all four. So now you can see the star washer, which has pulled off the plastic shaft to some extent, so I'll have to be careful to prise that off with a small screwdriver, and then we'll see what we can see. And there are in fact two of them. You can see there are little slots in there where you can put the screwdriver in, and when you have it lined up you pull each little tab forward so that it doesn't destroy the shaft as you pull it off. So now that I've got the two retaining washers off, all I need to do is unscrew this gear and try not to lose these two parts here, 1 and 2, so they don't fall on the ground. And then this unscrews, and it's just a little bit of a fuss. You're going to move the windscreen up and down, so I'll do that with the camera off. Here it is on the bench, and there is a tiny pin to knock out. I've got it half out there. Let's just finish that. There will be different ways of doing this, but I managed to prise this off with a screwdriver on each side. I've got one hand on the camera and work that away, and the knob popped off together with this covering piece. And I'm not too sure exactly what I'm going to do. Originally I thought I'd have something thin like this, and this is from a dynamo, the sort of bolts you get down the side, and put that all the way through, but it's a bit thin at this end, so I don't think that'll work so nicely. So what I'm aiming to do is just drill a hole and let this self-thread in there, so this will be a very narrow hole. I'll hold this in the lathe, that was why I took the knob off, and drill a hole. You could probably do the same very carefully with a hand drill, but you might go a bit squiff. Then what I would do is have something like this sleeve go on, although I think I'd prefer to make a blind cup so that this goes in through that blind cup with a hole in it for the thread to go through, and then I can adjust the tension on pulling this through the mechanism with these two nuts and then lock them in the right position. This way, if I do it like that, it's adjustable. If I've end up having too much play this way, I just tighten this inner nut and lock it with this outer nut, possibly do away with this head of the bolt, which is just a Phillips head. But we'll see. I'll start out with that and let's see how we go. 3.88 millimeters. So I think I'll probably go for a 3.5 millimeter hole, and the thread will make its own way through there, but I'll do a test in another piece of plastic first. Now unfortunately this part is tapered, so I can't hold it in the chuck, but there is a parallel piece there, not very much. But when I turn it, there's just a little bit of movement here, So I'll try and get a center drill in here and see how central it is, but I can adjust that and make it central off the lathe and use that as the guide to get started. So that's a pretty solid center drill. It won't get pushed around. I'll just give this a little touch. And I'll judge how central that is and probably adjust it if necessary. So that's adjusted manually on the bench. And we'll just start this off at 3.5 mil. And we've got quite a long way to go. And I've drilled that in, it's actually a full 6 centimeters. And I'll probably just use that amount. This will be plenty. And this is just sitting in the hole, ready for me to drill in. And then I can cut the end off as I require at the end. I don't think I'll use any glue. I can always pull it out and do that if it doesn't have enough torque on it, but it should be okay. And this is going in quite nicely. I've got some rubber grease in there. It'll probably create a bit of air pressure, but it's probably better for me to do it with 2 hands. And I think this gives me the basis of a nice adjustable solution. We'll see how we go with the cup. That's the knob back in. And with the original parts, but not the retaining washers, I've got a 6.25 mil protrusion here, which means the cup I want to put on here should maybe be 7 mils. And that means I've got enough power to pull hard if I need to in adjusting the backlash on the knob. So I was lucky to have a 16mm piece of rod, stainless steel, and that's a 12mm end mill. And so I can cut a nice little cup, which will be flat at the bottom, and a hole in the middle of that and cut it off. That will do the job nicely. So there's my stainless steel cup, but you could equally use a little cylinder with a washer on the end with a small hole. And that's going to be a tight fit, so I'll just take a little bit off the edge there. And now we have a little bit of clearance, and that'll be slightly more clearance when I screw it up a little bit. So that's it more or less done. I've got no play in that knob. I probably have to loosen it just a little bit, and when I found how tight I want it to be, I'll tighten that screw up with a lock nut and then possibly cut off the rest of the thread with a small cut-off tool. You're not allowed to mention the name. There we go. Maybe cut off the excess thread, but that's now got no play in it, I think you'll see. And I've got it reasonably loose. So, job done.